Welcome back, friends, to our Car Mechanic Simulator Let's Play. And as promised in the last Let's Play episode, we are going to work on this 911 GT3 RS. It is simply a refill the coolant and find a suspension part that needs to be fixed, as well as increasing the tuning. So let's go ahead and go into exam mode. And let's just examine our suspension. Alright, so everything it showed us is going to tell us that the suspension part that needs to be changed is going to be a bushing. But let's go ahead and get in here. And we needed to refill the coolant. So we'll go ahead and refill that. And then we'll get this car up in the air. And let's take a look at our bushings. The bushings on that side all look good, as does the struts. Those all look good. And there we go. We have found it. It's a double wishbone shock absorber. But what we are also going to do is we're going to mark the turbocharger and we are going to mark the exhaust. So now we go in and we're going to go to tune up. And And the turbochargers will give us 3%, so that'll be 6. Rear exhaust section, that would be 8, 10, and 12. And we need it to be between 15 and 20. So on top of those, let's go ahead and mark our throttle. That's only going to be 13 and a half. But we can also get our air filters. So we'll get 2 of these air filters. We'll get 2 turbochargers. Then let's come over here. We want a double wishbone shock absorber. We're going to go ahead and pull this shock absorber apart. And put the new one together. We're going to take that and we're going to go ahead and reinstall it. And now, let's come back here. When you have a tune-up job as an extra task, the easiest way to do it is by doing the exhaust stuff. Sometimes, as you see, the exhaust components won't always get you to the required amount, so you do have to go a little deeper, as I did. So we're going to take the airbox cover off. I'm going to take the air filters out. Ooh, wrong filter. And we're going to install the air filters. Pull the throttle out. Put the new throttle in. And then we're going to pull the turbochargers off. And we're going to install the new turbos. And that right there should complete our tasks on this one. It does, for a grand total payment of $9,500. So we're going to swap this with another 911, and we're going to send this one on its way. Let's go ahead and check to see what we got. The E-Type looks like it's going to be our best bet for bringing in money because it's got body repairs that are needed. Let's check our inventory. We can go ahead and get rid of these broken parts. Windows can't be repaired. Okay. So that's all the broken parts that couldn't be repaired. And we have another 911 GT3 RS right here that needs body work done. So as you can see, we're going to have to buy a couple of windows. We need to take off the left headlight, the hood, the right door. So let's go ahead and take off the hood, the left headlight, and the door. We're going to pull that window, and we're going to pull that window. We're going to come back in here. And then, because it said this was a car mod, we are going to come here, body window, door window, door window. Let's put this car back together. And that makes this car complete. And then we're just going to swap this with the 458 that's outside. And we are going to collect our nearly $7,000. Ooh, we haven't dealt with an Actros race truck yet, so let's take that. And this is going to be a pretty thorough repair, so yes. We're going to temporarily send our Ferrari to parking. We can't do that either. So what we need to do is go here and unlock another parking alley so we can send the Ferrari to parking. Move the Actros inside. And grab the Tyro. Or for those of you more familiar, Mini Cooper. Let's take a look at what this Actros needs. You're sitting here as a first with me because I've never worked on this truck. Interesting that it has a straight 6 turbo in it that would be used in a Nissan. Alright, so let's go ahead and can we get to the engine from here? Maybe not. Oh, we don't need to. Alright, so let's put that panel back on. So already we can see that we know we need a filter. But with mods I have installed, that can be repaired. So let's just go ahead and run our tests. This will tell us if we have to dig deep into this motor or not. So we'll have to do a middle muffler on it. We're going to have to tear into this motor. That's kind of what I was afraid of. But nothing we're not incapable of doing. Okay, so while we are here, let's go ahead and get the coolant drained out of this. And we'll go ahead and get the starter pulled off. All right. And let's get this bad boy up in the air. Let's get our middle muffler pulled off. And we'll put that on our parts list. We're going to need an exhaust overhead valve V8. Let's go ahead and pull our transmission out. And let's take a look at our pressure plate. Pressure plate looks good, so we won't worry about that for the moment. I didn't see anything stating that the crank was going to have to be replaced, but we do know that we have to replace a set of piston rings, which again, being this is an inline 6, is not going to be too difficult. It's just going to be a matter of figuring out which set of piston rings we need to change. And actually, while I'm under here, let's go ahead and pull this off before it tells us that we need to pull that too. This game can be very annoying when it comes to that. Now I could cheat. Ooh, that's gonna be a problem. I will be back with you guys in a couple of minutes as I get this motor built up. Okay, that engine is built. The only reason I didn't have you guys sit there and watch me build it again is because you guys have seen me build that engine numerous times throughout this Let's Play series. So, we already know from looking that we're going to need a valve cover on this motor. We need the fuel filter. We need the oil filter. And I think what we're going to do with this motor is we're just going to go ahead and repair everything we need to repair, or that we can repair, up to the required amount. I'm not going to fully tear this motor apart. This intake is not going to be repairable. Okay, so we need to take this belt off. We need to take these cam gears off, because unfortunately this engine head has to come off. Well, at least we know where our coil is. I'm not sure if that's going to be repairable or not. So we're going to go ahead and mark that. Okay, so now let's turn this engine block over. The crank is good. And we're going to take these pistons out one at a time. So that first one is good. That's got a good piston ring in it. And there's our bad piston ring. Okay, so for this, it wants 75% or better. So we come over here. And we just start repairing the 75% or better. We can repair the cover, which is good. And there we go. Everything is repaired within tolerance of what the customer wants. And now we go back together. I will bring you guys back when we're ready to put this motor back in the Actros. As you've seen me assemble motors before. Okay, friends, so I bring you back. The motor's back in the truck, and while I had you guys away, I took it over to the test path and ran it. The suspension problems are not significant. It's a rubber bushing and a spring cap. And it's that spring cap right there. So we'll need to buy a new one of those. Now we are going to have to search a little, see if we can't find the rubber bushing. But we also do know what our brake problems are: a caliper, a disc, and a pad. So we can already see here that our caliper and our pads are right here. So we will have to buy a set of pads, but we can fix the caliper. So let's go over to our brakes, buy a set of pads, slap those on. With the new repaired caliper, so we know the brake disc is going to be over here. Yeah, she's pretty well shot. Let's go take a look in our inventory. We should have some discs. And we do, so we'll take one of those. Get that on. Now let's take a look at our front suspension for bushings. And here's our problematic bushing. Once again, we'll just go into the shop. buy a bushing, put that in, and now we just got to figure out where the air filter is on this. So let's go ahead and drop this down. And let's look. It's right here. Now in real life you would just be able to spray these out with air. Here you have to quote unquote repair them, which for all intents and purposes we're going to say we just took and sprayed it out with air, gave it a real good cleaning, and that is our Actros. Fully repaired. Honestly, a little lacking in payout if you got the money for a vehicle like that, but we'll take the 2,500 credits. And this should be our last job for the episode, as I believe this was just body and brakes. So let's take a look at the body. We know the hood. Oh, this will be real quick. Okay, so while we're right here, I don't think this has ABS. Well, let's just take a quick look, because you never know with this game. No ABS. Come back. Oh, might want to know what they want percentage-wise. Really? 33%? That's it? You know what? I'm going to do them a favor. This car is going to roll out of here looking good. I'm going to take a hit on the payout on this thing, but it'll be worth it. Give me that door. Oh, I didn't want exam mode. I wanted assembly mode. So it's going to need a right headlight. This is DLC, so regular car, right headlight. And yes, so we need to buy a tail light. There we go. Body's all looking good. Now let's get it up in the air and have a look at these brakes. Brake disc ventilated, I know we have. Okay, so we still got 2 more parts for the brake system. We look good on this side. Alright, let's move to the back, because that's where the rest of our problems are going to be. Another bad brake disc. So let's go get one of those. And now you guys see why I explained that having that warehouse and saving these parts comes in handy. And our final piece is a brake caliper. Okay, and with that, the job is complete. And yes, we took a little hit money-wise on this one, because I welded the body and fixed all the body panels on this. But you have to admit, a classic car like this needed it. Could I have painted it? Yes. That would have been an extra grand. But I wasn't going to worry about that because they didn't ask for a paint job. With that, let's see. We made $5,000 out of it. And actually, I don't think we spent even close to $2,000, so we still made money off of this car. We'll go ahead and send that back to the customer. And let's take a look. We got another Huracan, so we'll take that. That's got body and it's Liberty Walk, so that'll be an upcoming video. We still have an empty lift. But with that, I think I'm going to end this episode here because I want to be able to get this video out to you guys before it gets too late. If you like what you've seen in this episode, hit that like button, drop a comment, feel free to share the video if you want to, and if you are not yet subscribed, please consider doing so, as it helps my small channel. With that, I want to say thank you all for watching. Have a good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are, whenever you may be watching this. Thank you.